Heilemann is managing editor of Bloomberg Politics and co-host of The Circus on Showtime, a division of CBS. Good morning.
Good morning.
So what does Donald Trump seem to be doing in doubling down on something that's caused so much controversy from the debate?
I think the words are, I like to go to the Japanese in these situations. Harry Carey, kamikaze.
Suicide?
Yes, I mean, look, I think it's, it doesn't, you can't say enough times how extraordinary the thing that he said in the debate the other night was. First presidential nominee in the history of the country who, in advance of the election, said it wasn't clear that he would accept the results of the election. It's an incredible violation of one of the most basic democratic norms. What is he doing? He's, I can't read the man's mind, but he seems to be, in a variety of ways, has been laying down a predicate for what is going to happen if he loses. And he's been making the argument, part of the reason why there's been so much attention to this comment was that he'd spent a week prior to this comment suggesting that the election is rigged, that it's going to be stolen, riling up his base on the basis that that there's a conspiracy against him, so that I think, he will be able to stand up on election day and say, this has been taken away from us.
I told you so.
I told you so, right? And look, look, his situation right now, in terms of national polling and the way the battleground state polling is collapsing underneath him in a variety of states, is such that it can't be lost on him, I don't think, that he's almost certain now to lose this election. And so, is he starting to think about what comes after? I don't know, but it wouldn't be irrational for him to be starting to think about what's going to happen and whether he wants to be the face of and the leader of the opposition to future President Hillary Clinton.
I was on a plane coming back from Vegas with a member of the Trump team, and they are very confident in victory, John. They said, listen, the poll numbers do not reflect actually everything that's going on in this country.
Yeah.
Tim Kaine yesterday in North Carolina said the bigger we win, the harder it is for them to whine.
Yes.
Do you think that's the Clinton strategy now? Let's get a huge margin of victory?
Nancy was talking earlier about you had the super surrogates were out yesterday, not just interestingly in battleground states, New Hampshire, North Carolina. Well, not just New Hampshire, North Carolina, Florida, and Arizona, but 3 of those states have hyper-competitive Senate races in them. Arizona that race is not as competitive, John McCain's race, but I think what you're seeing now is the Democratic team essentially trying to put they feel like they have their boot on Donald Trump's neck, and it's time to end the presidential race effectively this week, given the mistakes that Trump made in this debate, and now move on to spending money on trying to run up the score, expand the map at the presidential level, and then start to lock the Senate up for Democrats and maybe try to put the House in play. If Hillary Clinton wins by close to a double-digit margin, which is not impossible right now, not guaranteed, but given the trend line of the polls is not impossible, that will be impossible for Republicans to survive at the Senate and House level if she wins by 9 points nationally. That's not something that's a wave election. So that's what they're trying to do. They have money, they have resources, they're trying to win a big victory, not just for the reason you said, Gail, so they won't the rigging, stolen election thing, but also so that Hillary Clinton has some kind of a mandate and control of the House and Senate, she can govern.
All about the down ballot. Thank you, John.